Welcome to Tom Papa's Come to Papa.
Hey, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Come to Papa, the end of summer version, your favorite podcast among all the other podcasts. Here we sit facing Labor Day. Football is beginning. Vacation is completed. Sorry we weren't on the air last week, but we were taking a well-deserved break, which actually ended up more exhausting than anything I've done all year.
Oh yeah,
yeah. It was busy. How are you, Paul?
I'm good. I'm pretty busy too. This summer trip has turned into a lot of work as well.
Yeah,
so.
I keep hoping that things will stop, and they don't. It's not our life. It's not our job. We are supposed to be reporting and having fun and sharing it with the world. We shouldn't be, our busy is not the busy of a construction worker, so we
right.
can deal. But it's been great. We the big Food Network show, the big baked show, is only a week away. It's coming out on Labor Day. The first 2 episodes, going to air 2 episodes per week all through September. So back-to-back episodes. So it will start on Labor Day, the first episode of Baked. I think they're going to premiere the New York edition first.
Nice.
Where my buddy Jim Gaffigan actually makes an appearance and meets me in a donut shop.
Cool.
But it's very cool. It's very exciting. The show is finally going to launch. I'm excited that people get to see it. And I actually took a little break and went to took my family to Kauai in Hawaii, and there was a place in Hanalei Bay called the Hanalei Bakery or Bread Company, Hanalei Bread Company. So even in Hawaii, the bread revolution continues.
Yeah. What is it there? They do have. I see it in the stores too, like Hawaiian bread or something. But it must be something that doesn't go bad very quickly.
Why? Because it sticks around for so long.
Yeah. Is that what is that made out of, or what kind of bread is it?
I'm not sure. I think there's a little sugar in the Hawaiian kind of bread. There's a Portuguese bread that made its way to Hawaii. This guy was just making straight sourdough bread.
Oh, okay.
But Portuguese sweet bread is the main bread, like on Hawaii, and that's made. I think it has milk and sugar. Definitely has sugar or honey in it. Probably eggs. So it's a lighter, sweeter bread. There's a company, I think it's King's Hawaiian, that like distributes that bread. Like, we can get
that's what I think. I've seen that thing in there. Yeah, King Hawaiian
it's
or
good.
Something
it's
like
light,
that.
It's light. It's light. It's sweet. It's definitely a good bread. I didn't have that much of it actually when I was in Hawaii. I had bought this giant loaf of sourdough and just ate it in my room.
Really?
It actually was like one of the last days it made it on the plane. But Paul, I was very excited to let you know that just because I am talking to you, that means I survived one of your greatest fears in the Hawaiian Islands. And
what? You jumped in a volcano?
We survived the tourist helicopter ride.
What?
Yep. Took the whole family. I figured, well, if we're all together and it goes down, then who cares?
That's when I know. You were putting your life in your own hands, man.
Yeah, I'll admit there were a couple times when it felt maybe we're getting a little sketchy. But when you're going straight
wasn't-
towards, you're like, seem like you're 10 inches from the side of a mountain.
Did you see any other helicopters up there?
Yeah, there were a couple flitting around, but it's not like chaos. It's not like everyone's jamming into each other. There was one point where the pilot took his hands off the wheel while he was telling a story. It
Oh,
got a
God.
little weird.
I don't even like that when people are driving.
When do you come back?
But I come back Monday.
Monday, all right.
Yeah,
And-
I've been trying to get back, and things keep getting changed and extended. So
Why? What's going on?
Well, I had some shows, and I'm going to a wedding Saturday, and my parents have been upstate for the last few weeks, and this town, my entire town of Owego, flooded twice in the last 10 years, and it almost happened again yesterday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like really crazy. And there's the PGA, what are the old guys tour? I forget what they call it, senior tour. That's here this week, so they've been like canceling it and trying to drain the course and everything like that. It used to be. Do you remember? There used to be the BC Open, and that's where it was, and now it's like a senior tour thing. So like, forget who they said was here, like Craig Stadler and all the older guys, Vijay Singh, or I think, yeah, a couple of like the older golfers that you'd recognize. They play in
the
it,
old
so.
timers.
Yeah, which is great. That's the best sport to like. That's the only one that you can kind of keep playing gracefully is golf, right?
Yeah, no, exactly. That's why I was like, we always talk about whether we should be golfing now, and people are always trying to get me to golf with them. And it's like, when I'm old and crickety and can't run anymore, then we'll go get in a cart and hit a little ball a little bit. What other sport can you do when you're that old? You're not weightlifting. You're not playing basketball.
Right. Well, that's why it seems weird to do it when you're young.
Yeah.
It's almost like like when I see a 12-year-old golfing, I was like, why don't you go out and run?
Yeah. You've got balance. You can jump. Old people can't jump.
Aren't you bored?
Yeah, exactly. What are you, retired? You're 12.
Well, I mean, you've been in that culture a little bit. Like you did those shows at the golf course. Is that
No, look, as a contact thing, and there's a lot of cool people that golf. I met Clint Eastwood golfing. I met all these really great people, athletes and movie stars, and it's a good, for the rich and powerful, it's a good way to hook up with people and become friends and do business and all that kind of stuff. So if you want to be a powerful white guy in the old traditional waspy sense, you go to the country club and you tell your wife to hang by the pool and fool around with the pool guy, and you don't care because you're making $1 million on the back nine. Yeah.
Hang out with Judge Schmales and do small talk.
Yeah, there's an elitist thing to it, for sure. But I don't know. I don't have the time right now. But when I'm an old crack, I'll just go to your town and hang out with Vijay Singh.
Well, that's
You're
the
not going
funny
to go
thing
to the
is
golf event, are you?
No, my parents went yesterday and they met Annika Sorenstam. Do you remember her? She was
Nope.
like the first female to like play in a PGA event.
Uh-huh.
She was like the best female golfer for years and years, and then
Right.
I think she put on some exhibition, and then of course Blake Shelton is performing tomorrow night at the golf course.
Nice.
It's always somebody that's like minorly annoys you, like Train or something like that.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's like, what did Blake Shelton ever do? He's famous for being famous. I don't know.
He's cashing in. I have a weird one
yeah.
on Saturday.
What?
I'm going to perform. It's kind of ironic, but I'm performing up by Yosemite.
Okay.
Up where the fires were, working with Smokey Robinson.
Oh, no way. That's great.
It's kind of funny that there's a man named Smokey doing the show in
Yeah.
ravaged Northern California. But yeah, but it's kind of it's a weird thing. I want to bring the electric car and go cruise up there. I figure, well, it's literally a last minute booking just to run up there Saturday, do the show, and then I got to come back and fly to New York like the same day. It's going to be crazy. Right. But I was like, I'll bring the electric car, but I'm a little concerned about being able to charge the closer I get to the Yosemite National Park.
Yeah. It's are you going to go through Sacramento or no? Are you going through like up the coast?
I think it's definitely further inland. But
yeah, I think you could stop in Sacramento. That's like 200. That might be like 300 miles, maybe. It'll test your charge capacity.
I know. This is the first time where I'm like, will I make it? I've got to really plan it out. I'm not sure if I can do it or not.
And it is weird. It is the one place, like, I'll say, I mean, I've been in a couple places where there's just nothing in the whole state. Like, you can drive through Idaho for an hour and not see anything.
Yeah.
But on I-5 in California, you can drive for an hour and not see an exit or anything other than like a gas
going
station.
Up the 5? Going up in California?
Yeah, it's pretty, like, there's nothing really built up over time. It's kind of weird, isn't it? It's just like, you know, there's like a gas station, and then it'll say like there's nothing for 30 miles, and then you see like all those cows, and that's not really an exit, and then you've got like another 50 miles, and then you get to Sacramento. It's weird.
Yeah, it's not the most exciting drive. It's going to be weird.
It's farmland, I guess.
Yeah, which is why it would be great to take the electric car because it can drive itself. So just put it on autopilot and not have to worry too much. But I may be having to take the gas vehicle if I feel like I'm going to get stuck. I can't leave Smokey Robinson hanging.
Yeah, you can't take the VW up there. That might die in the middle.
That won't even get out of L.A.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Don't you know how to fix it? You don't have that book? You can fix anything on a VW.
Yeah, with a pair of pliers. It probably would make it. It probably wouldn't cruise right past the Tesla.
Did you have diesel?
And go straight up.
Yeah, that's awesome.
But Smokey Robinson, he's a legend. So I had to take the gig. I probably shouldn't have taken it. I probably should have said no and stayed home. But I'm going to go do it.
Yeah, I know.
Go on a little adventure. I wish you were out
so
here.
What do you,
We've been talking about
opening
making that
for him,
trip
or what are you doing?
For a long time.
Or is it... Oh, I said, are you just opening for him, or is it like a long charity show?
Kind of.
Oh, okay.
Technically, I'm opening, but it's like a 45-minute set. It's
yeah.
It's letting the old dude shorten up his set a little.
But he did like the Hollywood Bowl, and I heard a couple things, and he still sounds good. I mean, he's getting up there.
Yeah. He's a legend. I did a thing in New York with him, Kids Who Rock or School of Rock, something that promotes children in the arts. And he came out and sang then. And it was interesting because there was a bunch of other acts on it, younger musicians and stuff. And people were into them. But when he hit the stage, the place went crazy. You forget. This guy's, a legend. And he sang a couple songs and still sounded pretty good. And yeah, it'll be fun. As long as I can drive there and back and my car doesn't. I don't fall asleep, and my
cool.
car doesn't.
Yeah,
fall
I was
asleep.
in. I was in New York, and I did the Bennington show yesterday, and they were talking about you and your bread, and Ron Bennington was still upset about the tourist sourdough bread that he got in San Francisco, and and he said everyone told him to get that bread, and he said he hated it, and
well, he's not going to the same. He's not going. He's going to the commercial bakery down on
right
on the wharf.
Yeah.
Like
so what is the difference between? I remember we talked about it once, but because remember that's what I thought it was too. The sourdough is like that kind of like tangy, like kind of acidy taste. So is that what is from like not cooking it well enough, or?
Well, you can control how sour it is, and that's the thing. It's like sourdough has now become the name of breads that are just made with a natural yeast, with the sourdough starter, the yeast, the living organism that I keep in my refrigerator and use as my yeast and feed it, and it becomes active and bubbly, and then I use it to make bread. But that's all called. It's a levain. It's called. People just say it's sourdough bread,
right?
But it could taste completely. It could have no sour taste to it at all. That's only if you tweak it and let it ferment for a longer period of time. It gets more acidic, and then you get that sour sourdough taste. But if you just use it and don't let it, you shorten the life of it and use different kinds of flours and stuff, you just get this kind of country loaf,
right?
Very natural tasting bread without it being really sour. Some people love the sour taste. I do. I like it. I don't make my bread doesn't come out that way. I don't really like when I was first making it. I was trying to make it sour, and then I kind of just out of taste kind of veered away from it, and now it's just more earthy kind of a flavor to it.
Yeah, because I've never.
I'll bring some bread to Big Bennington and school him.
Yeah,
so he doesn't walk around in his ignorant way attacking sourdough bread.
No, I think he just didn't know enough about it, so he feels like he kind of got cheated. But you also have to remember he's from Philly, where they eat scrapple and garbage plates and stuff. So,
well, yeah, that place, it's famous for it, and they make bread in the shape of teddy bears and seahorses, and that's a different. That's if you act like a tourist, you're going to get hurt.
Yeah. Well, I'm not doing the bread thing, but here in Owego, I do have my own ice cream flavor. So I've been kind of riding high on that for the last week or so.
Riding high on what?
My own ice cream flavor.
Oh, yeah. How's that going?
Great.
Are you just standing outside the ice cream shop?
No, people. My face is on the flavor. It's Paul Morrissey's Pale Dream. And it's
nice.
And it's at the big ice cream store in town, and it is it's orange creamsicle with vodka infused in it. And so so this is my buddy he was on my Little League team. He started this like 5 years ago, and he had like a couple flavors. There's like a New York pothole flavor that got kind of popular, around the state last year. And now he's like, I don't know. Have you ever heard of this? I've never heard of alcohol ice cream. He's like one of the first guys, and I was like, wow, that's like kind of a thing. So he's got like 6 flavors, and mine is the highest alcohol content.
It's impressive. You got to post the picture of it.
Yeah. My parents had it yesterday, but I have like all these random people just saying, hey, I had your flavor yesterday, it was good. And I'm like, well, I had nothing to do with making it. They just named it after me.
Can people mail order it? Can we get it?
I don't know. I'll ask him because I know my mom got her ID checked before she bought it at the store.
Oh, really?
Yeah. See, they are playing by the rules, but yeah, I did that. Well, I did that hometown show last weekend, and it was one of those, like, I'm trying to think if you did one, because you did Newark, which isn't really your hometown, right? But you had a lot of, like, old friends.
My hometown's too small to, yeah. Yeah, anything in New Jersey people show up for.
Yeah, well, my town is really small, and the show, basically, my buddy is like the president of the board at this performing arts center, but the last time I did it, they had like adults, and now they're having like high school kids kind of work there. You know how when we go to those theaters, it's always older, like people that are ushers, and this one, it's all kids. So it was like that. I was trying to think of that movie with Scott Baio, and it's like when it's all the kid gangsters, like everybody in the whole world is like just kids. That's what it felt like. Like the sound guy was a kid, and the lighting guy was a kid, and the host brought me up as a kid. So I just, I told a bunch of the stories about Iraq, but I was just like kind of, doing a little give and take with all the lighting guys, and you got like a 13-year-old running the soundboard. You can make a whole hour out of that, so it was pretty fun.
It's funny.
But yeah, my third grade teacher was at the show. My school nurse.
Oh my God.
It was crazy.
No way.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Did the show go well?
Yeah. We did like a Saturday night one, which was like more kind of adult, and then I just did like a Sunday afternoon, like matinee at the theater kind of show, and that was fun too. So, but it was just
great.
Yeah, it was just a ton of work. I did like radio every morning and local TV, and just it was like 3 or 4 days here of just doing all kinds of stuff instead of just showing up and doing the gig.
Right. I know. There's always extra stuff.
But
you're not with me in Michigan, right?
I don't think so. Is it coming up, or is it?
Yeah, it's next week.
Oh no, I'm in Oregon, Lincoln City. It's like the beach. It's some like beach resort in Oregon, like off the coast.
That's funny. I'm doing a beach resort in in Michigan, Upper Peninsula.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's wild country up there.
Getting the last throes of summer.
Especially Michigan. Those people are going to be desperate.
Why?
That's like the last week that Upper Peninsula isn't like frozen over.
That's true.
They might have snow already.
Yeah, you're
You should check.
I know. All my friends from live from here that work in Minnesota are already putting on their snow pants.
Yeah. So where are you? But you're coming to New York when? The first week of September? Or?
Yeah, we got to go over dates because I got to go to New York next week for a funeral, but and then I'm going up to Michigan and doing the thing. But yeah, we got to go over a bunch of dates because we have a lot of fall dates coming up.
Yeah, and I'm going to Asia too for like a week.
Oh, geez. You're like a global traveler.
Yeah, but I'll be back.
What are you doing in Asia?
I'm doing the Comedy Club Bangkok and the Mary Lion Comedy Club in Singapore.
Oh, my God.
And, it should be...
Singapore's getting a lot of love because of Crazy Rich Asians.
What's that? Yeah. Those guys were there. I'm actually buddies with... Dr. Ken and then Jimmy Ouyang, who's the kid that's from Silicon Valley. He's an old buddy of mine. So he's in... Oh, yeah. They've been touring around, like, promoting it like crazy. I haven't seen the movie, though, so I don't know. But
it's getting good reviews. People like it. I haven't seen a movie yet. I still haven't seen 8th Grade. I haven't... I watched... On the plane, I watched Ready Player One.
Oh, yeah? How was that?
Spielberg.
You're doing your Oscar picks?
It was cool. It was, yeah, I liked it. And what's cool, I'm getting some movie love recently because The Informant is on Netflix now.
Yeah, it is. I just saw it's on like the front of my list now for some reason. So must be the
Cool.
newest added big picture, maybe.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, so we're getting some new love.
And
it's time to make another movie.
Well, I did end up. I was in New York. I was doing they opened a new comedy club in. It's like another New York comedy club, like in the kind of in the Village, not that close to the Cellar. But I went by to the Cellar and I ended up talking to Robert Kelly, your buddy, for about a few minutes, and he was telling me about he was filming this show and he had his gimbal and all this kind of stuff, and he said how inspired he was by Steven Soderbergh. He was in some movie, so he thinks he's gonna do his own full production now. He had a gimbal and all these things that that like.
Oh no!
So I started calling him Robert Kelly Soderbergh.
Oh, it's funny.
But that whole street now is just all comedians. That where you do the live Come to Papa at the Village Underground to the Comedy Cellar. It's just you'll meet every comedian that you've worked with over the last 15 years. Everyone's just coming from a show or going to a show or hanging out with somebody. Yeah. It's just like Studio 54 for comedians.
Oh God. Yeah, it's always great there. I'll have to swing by after in between my family stuff and my get out to Michigan.
Yeah, and then you're promoting the show, right? While you're in New York.
Yeah, I got to run around and promote. I've got to do some. I got to do some bake stuff. I have a couple shows I got to do. I'm going to go on Rogan. I'm going to go on Bill Burr's. And then when I get to New York, I'll have some stuff. I'm not sure what. I'm going to see your buddy Rich Eisen. I'm going to go do his show.
Oh, nice.
It's fun to just go around and talk about bread and baked goods.
Yeah, but you're not going to do like the morning show and make stuff while people watch you? Like in the kitchen?
Yeah, that's what I thought was. That's what I keep waiting for. That's going to be the next step. I'll have to like go on and like be with Al Roker in an apron.
You can't go on Rachel Ray and just say, you don't have to do anything, Rachel. You just wait for it.
Yeah. It's 3 days. I'll be back tomorrow.
And then you put butter on it, and then you eat it.
Ta-da!
Well, that's cool. What's any new shows that you haven't done?
I'm actually making bread right now. I've got for the first time, people keep asking for the recipe and what I do, so I'm using my daughter as the camera person, and we're trying to put together a video so we can show people finally how to make bread.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I don't know how it's going to come out, but I'm doing my best.
Nice. So in between Smokey Robinson, you could actually bring the bread up in the Tesla, right? Or does it have to be incubated
What
somehow?
happens if the Tesla gets stuck on a mountain with no charge?
Oh, I thought you could control all the environment inside the Tesla with your app.
Yeah, I'll be able to survive inside of it, but I'll miss the show.
Yeah, you can control the humidity and the everything. It's like a humidor in there.
God.
So, well, what else?
I would love to just be hiking through Yosemite. Maybe I should just leave now.
What'd you do in Hawaii though? That was so exhausting.
Oh my God. Snorkeling, hiking, swimming, carting everybody around. You know, when you're traveling with the whole family, you're the captain of the ship. You've got to keep everyone entertained and move around, and you're getting up early and going and looking for sea turtles, giant sea lions.
Well, that's cool.
hike through the Amazon forest. No, it was all cool. It was all great. It's so beautiful there. It's insanely beautiful. But there wasn't a lot of like sit on the lounge chair and read your book kind of activities.
It sounds like it was 3 days too long. Or was it not long enough?
It was 1 week. And I probably could have come back in 6 days. But no, it was great. I can always tell whether or not vacation has had effect on me, but when I get back in my car, when I get home.
Yeah.
It's like, it always, that you've calmed down and it did its work on you, on your stress. When you come back and you're in the car and people are honking and going crazy all around you and you're like, it's all right, man, take it easy. Go ahead, I don't care. Within a week you're back honking at everybody else and get out of my way.
Yeah.
But so it definitely took effect.
Well, that's what New York is like in the summer, especially. It's like, we never think about it in LA now, but like just, I'm sure you remember just how gross you feel like when it's, even when you're outside talking to somebody, you're just sweating and it's just hot.
Yeah.
And then you're going place to place and cab to subway to restaurant, and then you've got to do a show. And you're just like, oh, I need to like shower and change, but there's like no place to do that in New York. You just got to do the show.
Yeah, no, you're just a sweaty mess. No, I know.
Yeah, so that's the thing that like after 2 days of that, I just felt like, oh, I need like a 20-minute shower, and then I'm just gonna enjoy my space.
Yeah, right. Yeah, no, it's there's a reason people flee New York and Rome in August. You're not supposed to be in those cities.
Yeah.
You're supposed to get out of town. All the locals are gone. And this is like, technically I was supposed to be home this week and that would have been perfect. It would have been just bum around and try to do as very little as possible, because this is it. This is the end of summer. Kids are going back to school. It all starts back up. But look, some summers are restful and some are action-packed.
Yeah. When do your kids go back to school? Is it like 2 more weeks?
In a couple weeks. But it's corn season. This is when you get all the great corn right now. It's peak season for corn. So you should be getting corn on the cob on the East Coast.
I feel like corn is available all the time.
It is, but that's like that. This is like if you can get the fresh farmers market, real stuff tied to the season corn. You can get corn pretty much year round, but that's all modified.
Right.
It's ready to go.
Yeah.
Find yourself some corn and get some of your ice cream and enjoy your life.
Yeah, just for a few more days, and then
when I go to Michigan at Bay Harbor, there's all the locals call the tourists fudgies.
Pudgy or fudgy?
Fudge. Fudgy with an F, because there's lots of fudge there for the tourists, and they come and they swim on their beaches and eat their fudge.
Oh God. Yeah, that I almost went to there's a a daytime Yankee game today. But I got out of town last night, so got out of the city and went upstate at night, as opposed to like dealing with it today.
Smart. Yeah, smart. Yankees are getting pummeled. That is not a good thing that's happening right now. They cannot catch the Red Sox. 10 games back. Second best season record in baseball, and they're 10 back from the Red Sox.
Yeah, the sports thing is a big thing. Like you said, the Giants played a game, and everyone's talking about their rookie, Saquon Barkley, or Daquan, or how do you say his name? Saquon?
I don't know.
Well, his jerseys are everywhere in New York, and and then the Yankees, everyone, you know, like when you walk down the street and like they suck. Wait till Judge gets back. You know, like the delivery guys and the people who run the stores are talking to each other.
Yeah, that's what I miss. In LA, you don't get that feeling like the whole city's involved because you don't run into people. In New York, it's exactly the guy at the newsstand, the guy just walking down the street. People are listening to it on the radio. It's all over. Everybody's got an opinion.
Yeah, it's funny.
I love that. We're in trouble though. Maybe everyone will get back and get healthy in time for the playoff run, but we got to hang on to the wild card. That's all we got to hope, and that we're not catching the Red Sox.
Yeah, if it wasn't for my early season find, Miguel Andujar, we'd be in real trouble right now.
Yeah. All right, buddy. Well, listen, enjoy it. Bella's barking outside, and I got to go see if there's been a giant possum lurking in our bushes.
Uh-oh.
So there might be a fight. Those things get nasty.
Yeah, don't let Bella fight the possum. That'll end badly.
All right, I'll give you an update and let you know if I'm stuck on my way to Yosemite or not.
Okay, man.
Enjoy it. Say hi to your folks.
Okay, talk to you soon.
And everybody go get some corn and pre-order or order some of Paul's famous ice cream and enjoy your life.